All right, everybody, welcome to the Bowstring Tension Cup number 6. There's a mysterious fog over who will be shoutcasting this. Well, who should it be? That's right. I'm back, baby. Shifu the cards, and I'm flying solo tonight, so it's going to be a little scary for everybody out there. I've shoutcasted alone by myself, a little scared. I wore the crown, the king of late night, Gwent, the king of the casters, whatever you want to call me. Just don't call me late for dinner, obviously. We're shoutcasting the championship, Bowstring Tension Cup number 6. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have some great matches between two people that really worked hard in getting to the finals. This weekly finals is brought to you by Coil Gaming. Great guys, Sithis Turtle. Everybody out there does a great job behind the scenes. Bowstring Gaming. It's for Coil Gaming. The Bowstring Tension Cup is held every Monday on Battlefy, right there at the bottom. I actually have some fonts going this week. Sithis worked really hard to get me up to making a better presentation. I got some logo action going. It looks a little better. I hope they're happy. I'm not good at this, but that's what I could come up with. So, without further ado, y'all didn't come here to hear me talk, but if you did, hey, thanks. Appreciate it. We are looking at a weekly tournament, like I said. And guys and gals, listen, support your tournaments. We have some tournaments that are up and running now. The Gwent scene is starting to really take shape. We have monthly tournaments. We have a couple monthly tournaments. We have the big Gwent Challenger. We have this weekly tournament. Everybody show some loves and really support the guys at Coil Gaming for doing the first weekly Gwent tournament. So very cool stuff. I'm very proud and honored to be a part of it. So without further ado, let's go ahead into the next screen here. Now, for those of you that don't like my face, this is good. I didn't know exactly what they wanted me to do with this little file, so I went ahead and put it up there. It's pretty cool. My face is behind it. God knows you don't want to see me. I've stretched the Gwent logo. Bowstring Tension Cup number 6, Mr. Whiskers versus Rover Random. And I hope that's his name or her name. But I have a little scoreboard. Hopefully the updated interface will let you see what's going on, the current state, and so on and so forth. It is Gwent. It is the Bowstring Tension Cup number 6. I am Shifu of the cards. Mr. Whiskers and Rover Random are your true stars of this action. So let's go ahead and light this puppy. We're going to go ahead and start it right here at the beginning. I think it'd be a good place to start it. We'll go ahead and take this action back a little bit. Didn't mean to give you a little bit of the action. So let's go ahead and get it started. We're going to go ahead and look. We're going to take this from the perspective of Mr. Whiskers. You see the Coil Gaming logo at the bottom left. That is because Mr. Whiskers mistakenly recorded his face. So we covered it up for him there. He didn't want to be shown on camera, unlike me, who is a complete ham. So the first action, as we start here, it's going to be, I'm going to get closer to the camera because I have not seen this action as of yet. Looks like we're going to Hensel promote from Rover Random against a monster. I'm going to say consume before I've actually seen it. But it looks like that to be the case. So, it actually looks like a monster weather. Very interesting. Starting off, we have Nithril, which will be very interesting. A lot of control monster weathers. He made it to the championship with this deck, so it can be very strong, take a lot of people by surprise. Against Henselt, I don't know if it's very much favored because of the gold promote. I guess it depends on when he gets the cards. If Rover Random can deal with that Nithril right off the bat. He does have Karen Thier, he has Woodland Spirit, he has Avalok, he has a pretty nice little hand. Gerald Ard could come into fruition here. He has a Drowner and a Decoy. I'm not sure exactly what he kicks out. He doesn't really have a weather effect except for that one Frost and that Fog on his side. Is he going to kick a Decoy out here? Let's see. He goes ahead and he kicks out the Decoy, gets a Fog. It certainly doesn't want that. He gets a Water Hag that has to please him. Right now he can put weather on 2 of the 3 rows. He drops Avalok, drops on card advantage, and gets a Demetrium Shackle. I'm sure it's not. I mean, it could be good, could be bad. He could use a Shackle for one of the towers for sure. Rover Random brings out of course, his first weapon. His first catapult is on the board, and we see Woodland Spirit hit the board. Woodland Spirit is a really good card. It drops 17 points right off the start, thus giving him a nice point advantage early on in the game. And there we go. The Trebuchet does its work, and will be a nuisance for Mr. Whiskers. And here, generally, we see, there we go, Rover Random is building up his board with some siege towers there to go for the promote. And of course, it's answered very adroitly by Mr. Whiskers with a Water Hag to close that down, to reduce the amount of points he can get. Also setting up a Wild Warrior play to knock that siege tower out. We got the first Clear Sky, which knocks out those Foglets and also gives him some points. He can use Dagon here early on to crowd down. I think he's just going to go for Nithril and try to go ahead and pound those siege towers out with some Wild Hunt Warriors. And we shall see. He's up 21-10, but the point gain that you can get off of Henselt and Northern Realms is insane. He goes for the King of Beggars into a Reaver Scout and gets another tower out. So now the point advantage is looking pretty nasty. So he responds. Mr. Whisker brings out his own King of Beggars here, I think. And yes, he does. Plays and a really nice play there. The combo uses King of Beggars to bring out some Wild Hunt Riders, which then will go ahead and synergize with that Nithril, which give him some big point swings and help him knock down some points of the board. A really nice play there. Combo from King of Beggars into Wild Hunt Riders. We go ahead and with the first promote, which will give him some massive points and also protect that Trebuchet. And he is able to get some... You see the point power and potential of the Henselt promote as it gives a massive point quality. And anything he promotes now on, these towers are protected. Nithril has limited power he can do. He can still take some points, but 3 of those major cards are protected, and he can still promote and cover. Henselt is a tough matchup for monsters to lock down, as they can promote and protect against weather very effectively, especially with that promote card being changed to 3 right there in a row, consecutive cards. Very tough. Rover Random is now, I don't know what he has. He may play a Priscilla here. See what he can find. He may go with his buffing units probably. I don't know that he has much to buff. Plus with Nithril out there, he knows it's going to get hit. Well, his Yennefer hits the board, and he'll play, of course, the Unicorn, which will pump up. Well, he plays, the Charex, which will go ahead and knock everything down 2, which will help take a lot of the strength away from the monster player. He's in a very big deficit, down 48-21. He's going to pass. There's really not much he can do. He's going to lose round 1. Rover Random has a very powerful position. The card advantage, I think, is pretty... Northern Realms has a pretty nice card advantage. He has a 1 card advantage in hand, plus Rover Random will go second. Will go first in the next round, which gives him an extra card advantage. So, although he lost the first round, I don't think that... Mr. Whiskers is really, he's in a good position. He has some good cards in hand. He has a Drowner. He gets the Fog. He gets another Drowner. And, of course, he has Dagon, so he can call it the rain at any time to pair up with those Drowners. So he's in a pretty powerful position. A Spy comes down from Rover Random. It's good for him. He needs to get some card advantage and kind of even it up. And one day we will be able to see what both players have, but until then we are just looking at Mr. Whiskers' deck and doing the best we can. We do have the technology to make it so we can have both hands being played, but unfortunately Rover Random did not have a taped episode for us to watch. Here come the Foglets, and the fog comes down. And that's all he's going to play there. He said, you know what, I'm good. You can go ahead and take that round. All he wanted to do was get some card advantage back, which he was able to do. He was able to get a Spy, which gained them card advantage. He now is up 7. He has a 1. He basically now plays last, which is important against monsters. You want to go last against monster weather, so you can, if you have a Clear Sky, you can play that last. So Mr. Whiskers is, he knows that. Let's see what he does here. I don't know if he's, a play here might be just go ahead and put Dagon out. Put the rain out and just say, you know what, if you can deal with it now. And if you can't deal with it, in other words, it kind of gives him peace of mind. He either knows he can deal with it or he can't. Chances are, if he can deal with it, he's going to deal with it right off the bat. And it doesn't look like he can, as he brings a Medic into a Ballista. Is he going to use the Drown? I don't think so. He's just going to freeze that first row. So now he has Frost in the first row, Rain on the second row. He's got the weather control, Northern Realms, unless it has a Clear Sky, or unless it can get a bunch of minions on the board to then promote. He's in a very difficult situation. The Drowners may not affect that swarming the board synergy, as he will just simply stack as many as he can and promote him to at least get 3 points of value out of him. If he can get a tower out of it, then he will be even more pleased with himself. Rover Random is searching. I don't think he has a clear skies. He probably would have played it, especially now. Although he knows he's going against a monster deck, so he thinks he may not have even more weathers. So he may be waiting. Here come the Reaver Scouts, searching for more weapons. And at the very least, he's getting weapons on the board that at least lower the strength of the monster player he's going against to a turn now as opposed to one, which is always nice. Geralt Ard hits the board and goes ahead and clears out those 2 Reaver Scouts. It's 4 points. That could be very important in a monster weather deck as they are trying to negate as much offense as you can, putting him in a bad position. The 2 damage that the Northern Realms player is getting is very good. He's going to, like I say, he's going to try to put as many cards as he can into that row so he gets as much value as he can out of his heroic ability, which is promote golds on the row. He's looking at Roach. He goes for King of Beggars. King of Beggars, of course, is on the one row that he isn't swarmed. He gets Priscilla, which is exactly what he wants. He's hoping to get a clear skies, I'm sure, if he has one in there, to try to clear this weather situation that's become untenable. He gets a decoy to pull Priscilla. Again, searching desperately for that clear skies to clear this board. I guess we will find out very shortly if he gets it. He gets a tower, which is very good. Now he has at least pieces on the back row to use Henselt's ability, and with that power of that tower, he can get some massive points out of that. So he's feeling very good. Alzur's Double Cross comes out. He gets a Wild Hunt Warrior to clear out that tower. What a very nice little tech from Mr. Whiskers. Very nicely done. Has the answer. Use King of Beggars, pull up Wild Hunt Riders. Use Alzur's Thunder, pull up a Wild Hunt Warrior to know to get, because he had in his hand already the Drowners that would have probably normally pulled that out. But because they are in his hand, he knew that he was going to get a Wild Hunt Warrior to clear out that tower. Very good play. He, of course, is going to get one of those towers back. The Reinforced Siege Tower will hit the ground as a gold, and then therefore when he uses Henselt's power, he will still get some massive point swings off of that, plus protect that back row. However, we both see that Mr. Whisk, hopefully all of us, see that we have a Demetrium Shackle there, and he is very smartly using that at the end. He's saying, hey, you know what, here's another guy in the back row. You got this, Haas. But of course, what he's going to do is let him promote it, get the big points off of that big promotion, then shackle him and knock it back down to 1. So he can have, he has all the power right now. That shackle plus weather looks really good. Rover Random feels pretty good. Here comes those big points. He's thinking, I got this. I got some points. As soon as that shackle hits the ground, he's got to figure, why is he pulling all these into the back row? Or at least he might have some idea. He knows that inevitably, if a shackle hits that siege tower, he is gone. But he's got to play out the string. Puts another trebuchet down, pulling everything to that back row, and not looking very good for Rover Random. Of course, he may not know that, as he does not know that his last card, that Mr. Whisker's last card, is the Demetrium Shackle. But what are you going to do? There's not really much he can do. Now, of course, he may have another promote in hand, which would certainly change the ability. And because he has won the ability to go last through good playing in the second round, he can then make him use that shackle, then hit a promote after it, but good positioning, put the Reinforced Siege Tower next to the other Reinforced Siege Tower, promote them, get some massive point swings. That could be the play here. The Reaver Scout is floating above the board. I think he is really thinking it out, or we have a little bit of a problem, which I really hope we don't have a little bit of a problem. But that is the play. Rover Random's win condition is to go ahead and play another Reinforced Siege Tower exactly next to his other one to get the maximum benefit of the promote, to hopefully get as much points as he can and win the round. He's still in striking range. Of course, when the Demetrium Shackle comes, he'll be in much less so. Doing the math, there goes the Reaver Scout. The Reaver Scout searches for a field mate that he did not have. The D-Shackle will come down, I believe. And we will see if... Okay, well, he played his card. Looks like there's a little bit of a... Okay, problem has occurred with the opponent, so the game crashed. However, what has happened, and I kind of unfortunately knew about this. I got the text saying this was going to happen. There was a disconnect, and Mr. Whiskers did in fact win that one because he had a the Dimension Shackles you saw in hand, and Rover Random did not have an answer for it. So it goes to game 2 with the score 1-0, Mr. Whiskers in the championship. This is starting game 2. If Mr. Whiskers wins this game, it is over. He is the 6th champion, and we will see. Now, I do not know what happens from this point out. We will find out together. And here we go, as they say. Good game by both. Went down to the last card. Northern Realms, Rover Random played it well. He had the last card. He just probably did not draw either the Clear Weather that he wanted or the Promote. And, of course, Mr. Whiskers played that very well, knowing that he had a Wild Hunt Warrior off of Alzur's Double Cross to take out that Reinforced Siege Tower. So, very well done. So, now we have full test. Northern Realms on Northern Realms action. Full test versus that same Henselt deck. This will be interesting to see. I love full test. It looks like it's a buff deck with Siri. Very interesting. We have, of course, there is the Reinforced Trebuchet. We have the Reaver Scouts. He has Blue Stripe Scouts. So it looks like he has a little bit of buff. I have a very deck similar to this. Really like it. He has the clear skies that Rover Random really wanted to see that last game. He draws a Roach. Can't be too happy with seeing the Roach. He does have Siri, so his hope here is that he wins, gets some value out of Siri. Reinforced Trebuchet goes down. Why not play it there and get some value right off the bat? And there we go. Reinforced Siege Tower is up. Takes a little bit of pieces off of it. Hits him with the Ballista. Cleans that up really nice. Now, of course, you're going to have probably a Field Medic from Rover Random to get that back, but you want to go ahead and make him use it here. No, he just has another Reinforced Siege Tower. Takes another hit. And he hits him again with the Ballista. So far, so good. His game plan's working perfectly. He's clearing them off as fast as they're coming to the board with a 16-0 ring lead. Here comes a Field Medic, and there comes that Reinforced Siege Tower. You know that they're going to have a way of bringing it back. That's what they're all built on. He plays the Roach that he certainly wants to get out of his hand. Certainly doesn't want to see that in there. And so here we go. We can go ahead and clear that out because the only reason you had that in there last time was because of the little bit of unwanted facial recognition from game 1. There we go. He's still cleaning down those siege towers before they can get as much points as possible. He has used all 3 of his ballistas, so he is now down to maybe using full test ability to clean it up if he wants. There goes the Reaver Scout into a Field Medic into the other siege tower, so he is getting his stuff back. He really wanted that to hit that one, didn't hit it. So he's just going to go ahead and pump up his people, saying that, look, I don't have a clear. I'm just going to try to outpoint you. He's done as much damage to his setup as he could, and we will see how far that goes. Here comes Priscilla, hoping to see maybe there we go. Reinforced Trebuchet goes down. That's always good. Gets you a nice little 6-point play, plus a back row position for Henselt or a Promote, plus takes 1 damage off of the opponent's side. Always a good thing. And then there's a very nice full test off into a Ballista to clear that siege tower down. And he is doing a great job of keeping those in check through Ballista power. Now we will see if he will use a Shani or a Nenike possibly to bring it back for major points if he has it. Does he use it here? I don't know. Does he pass? I don't know. We will see what he brings to the table. Looks like he is possibly decoying the Reaver Scout. It's an option he's playing in his head. You know, he decoys Priscilla, which is a better play to see what options he can grab from Priscilla. Priscilla also goes to a 5. Every point counts. Priscilla then grabs a Reaver Scout. There he goes. Best of both worlds. Instead of decoying the Reaver Scout, decoy Priscilla to get a Reaver Scout, to go ahead and bring out a Field Medic, to get a Field Medic, to get that reinforced. What a great chess match this game is. You have the Ballistas trying to stop the Reinforced Siege Towers, the Medics, the Chains. I mean, truly Mr. Whiskers couldn't have played this any better. Looking to find answers to stop that back row aggression from Rover Random. Rover Random had the tools to keep on searching and getting them from the graveyard even. And he is in a good position. If he backs that back row, he could have there it goes. Hit the back row, watch the point swing. He was down 13, before that, brought out a Roach, and he goes up 14 after that. So a nice 27-point swing. Even without the Roach, it's a 24-point swing just by using those reinforced siege towers, which was why Mr. Whiskers was trying to keep them in check. And he did an excellent job in doing that. Just wasn't, I mean, just certain points you run out of it. So is he going to play, is he going to keep on going? Is he going to try to exhaust Rover Random's cards by using a Reaver Scout to search for a blue stripe scout on scout action? Or is he going to go for reinforced trebuchet to go for constant pressure? He's already taken 2 down a turn, so he has a choice here. Do I go for +4 or do I go for 6 and then hit him for 3 points each turn? And that's what he decides to do. He decides to hit him for 3 points each turn, thus closing the gap because he's only hitting for 1, so he's net gain of 2 with his reinforced trebuchets. Rover Random now he's gonna want to win. They're both now really committed to this board in round 1. Mr. Whiskers wants to close it out, become the champion. Rover Random wants to force a game 3. Finally, a chance to breathe. But I'll tell you what, one thing about casting Gwent is it is nonstop action. These guys have played these decks and know the matchups and have an idea of what they're trying to accomplish, both either positively, like you see Rover Random trying to build towards something, and then you see Mr. Whiskers trying to stop him from building. Either way, both of them know exactly what they're trying to do, and so they're playing very fast. Rover Random now has a choice to make here. Is he going? He can't really pass. He passes, saying, "Okay, you know what? Have round 1." Which puts actually it's a great pass. He doesn't, I don't know if he knows how great it was, because Mr. Whiskers he could play the Roach to win. That's what he's going to do. So he plays the Roach, gets it out of his hand because it's a dead card for him. He has the net gain of 2, so he'll win 51-49. Feeling pretty good if he wins this next round, and he has 2 pretty solid cards. Siri for card advantage. He plays him in round 2. If he doesn't win, he gets it back, so it works as a net +1. He has Shawnee in hand. So he's feeling like he's pretty solid right now. He's down in cards, but Siri will catch him up a little bit. He's obviously just going to play Siri. It's a 9-point card. What he hopes here right now is that 11-point card with +2 for Northern Realms. He's hoping that Rover Ram doesn't break past him. He might just pass right here. There, he's going to pass right there exactly. Make him exhaust another card to get above him. That's the power of Siri. I love Siri. Very underrated card. People just don't use her as much as I think they should. Goes for Clear Skies. Another good play by Rover Random. Just use a card that should get you enough points to win, and it does. Gets that reinforced trebuchet, so he's able to win by, in essence, 3 or 4. 4 points, 12-8. The card advantage will be negated because Siri will go back to his hand. They both have 4 cards. They'll draw 1. So they both have 5 cards going into round 3, but Rover Random will go first, which means that successfully Mr. Whiskers was able to have the last say. Unless we see a spy, of course. But for right now, they both have 5 cards, and Mr. Whiskers will go last. Very well played. Siri turn round 2. Both opponents, both players in round 2 of the games have played an exceptional round 2 in gaining card advantage. Siri hits the board for Rover Random, and he's got to love to see that. Probably going to grab a reinforced siege tower or go right for Priscilla. And he does. Grabs Priscilla for a nice 7-point because the decoy was used earlier. So it's a mighty big Priscilla. Priscilla will grab a spy. Because of the value he got from Priscilla, he's able to do that, thus giving him now the final say in this round, which is very important. You see just how important card advantage is, resource management is, having the last say is. As literally round 2 was Mr. Whiskers trying to get the last say, and then this first play, Rover Random saying, no, I want the last say, even willing to give up 12 points to get that last say. And here comes a chain of Reaver Scouts of Medics and Ballistas that had to feel good. 27-11 is a nice little lead. Here comes Neneki, and he's going to grab some reinforced siege towers. He probably has a promote in hand, so he's probably going to save it up for a nice promote turn. Wants to try to probably grab another reinforced siege tower. Clear Skies comes down from Mr. Whiskers as he looks for an anti-answer, or an answer to stop his opponent. And here we go. Clear Skies goes into, that's as good as you can hope to get, as a field medic into a Reaver Scout. Reaver Scout really has nothing to pull, however, as he has used all his ballistas early on, and all his field medics are on the board, so it's a dead Reaver Scout. Not the best pull. What he wanted, he probably wanted a ballista right there, as he had 4 in the graveyard. There comes the promote, which tells me if it's that early on, he probably didn't have another card in the back row. So he is up. He's down by 3. We see Shawnee come down. It looks like Mr. Whiskers is in a powerful position. Is he going to Shawnee or Priscilla, or is he just going to go straight for it? He's going to go for Priscilla, make her go get a card. A decoy. He doesn't really have anything to decoy per se. He could decoy the spy, but he goes ahead and gets Neneki off of that. That has to feel really good. Mr. Whiskers is getting a very fortunate and very well thought out, because that's the way the deck works. Draw. Is he going to go with a Ballista or a Trebuchet reinforced? Goes with the Blue Stripe Scout, just going for straight points. He has to feel pretty good about a nice 56-30, 26-point lead with 10 points, 14 points in hand when you add the plus damage. So he right now has a maximum factor of 7. He's thinking if he can get 40 points with 3 cards, so be it. Well, that will help, as a gold card will pump up the reinforced siege tower. Plus, it'll take 1 point off of him, and there's a lot of 6s, a lot of cards in the same area, and Yennefer Conjurer will start to do a lot of work here in a second. Oh no, she'll just hit that the spy. So it's not as bad. 25 points. Can he make up 25? We will see. Gigny comes down, takes that big play, takes that 11-point Prince Tennis off the board, and what that does is it puts everything right in the same row at 4s, and there's a Neneki at 8, but you can chop her down and put her into the other rows. And there's a Yencon, and there's another Yennefer. Hits him with a Chironex again, a big blow considering he has a lot more cards on the board, and that will do it. So double Yen action there at the end with working with the reinforced siege tower. 2 Yens are better than 1. 2 Yens, 1 cup. I'm sorry that I said that. All right, we're going to hit pause. We're going to update the old scoreboard here, the very technologically advanced scoreboard, I might add, done through great care. So we are going to Game 3 right off the way. Great play by both Rover Random and Mr. Whiskers going into the 3rd and final championship match. So we know it's going to be full test for Mr. Whiskers. We do not know the second deck that Rover Random has brought, so we will see here what the final matchup is. We know it's going to be a full test. I call it AC/DC simply because it takes a lot of points away and adds points too, so I call it an AC/DC full test. I don't know if there's another name for it, but that's what I call it, so we're going to go with it because I'm the one talking. All right, here we go. So I am parched, by the way. I'm taking a little drink here. Talk a lot. I am Shifu the Cards. If you can't see by my face, it's written all over it. All right, Bowstring Tension Cup number 6. 3rd and final round. Fight! Here we go. That hurt, by the way. And we are off. It's going to be Soyatel. Raise your hand if you're surprised. Everyone should have raised their hand in irony. All right. Soyatel versus Full Test AC/DC. This would be very interesting. And there we see the Trebuchets, the Ballistas, the Priscillas, King of Bellier, Shawnee. If you don't know by now, that is a pretty standard menu choice for Northern Realms. And if I'm guessing, we will see a lot of Ryehead Dragoons and Elven Mercenaries and Eglace, and we will see. I'm just guessing. Clear Sky Chain. We will see. We'll all be surprised together. Possibly Nissengrim. We will see. All right, so here we go. Soyatel versus Northern Realms. It's going to be a good match. I think the Soyatel deck will be favored in this particular match. So I'm rooting for Northern Realms. I'm just going to say that. No offense, Rover Random. God bless you if you win. God bless you if you lose. But I'm going for the underdog here. I'm going for Mr. Whiskers to take this and win for the underdogs because Bowstring Tension Cup number 5, Skellige reigns supreme, and 1 underrated. Be the Soyatel if I remember correctly, or Monsters. Don't remember. All right, here we go. So, Rover Random will start, and he will play Elven Mercenaries, my guess. Yennefer Conjurer, very strong play. It will really affect the Northern Realms cards we see, as we see a lot of 6s and 5s. It'll bring the 6 down to a 5, which will bring it into, I mean, it's going to hurt. It's what it's designed to do. It's designed to cripple, and there's really no targets for the reinforced Trebuchet to hit, so it's just going to eat it. Vryhead Dragoon. I am psychic. Thank you very much. Vryhead Dragoon probably pumped up King Bran. And there we go. Yennefer is going to do some work on that Northern Realms siege line. Milva. All right. Roach did not come out, so either Roach is in hand or he's not playing a Roach list. There goes the reinforced trebuchet with no targets. He's just going to keep on letting Yen do its work. Is he going to go with the old Vryhead Dragoon? Pumping up, which we don't know. It could be a... well, we just really don't know until we see it, what he's pumping up. There's the Vryhead Dragoon. Pumped up the same card, it looks like, if my memory serves. So, could be anything. Could be Bran, or I call her Big Red. Another reinforced trebuchet hits the ground. Doing its work. He's getting 3 points of damage out of it. And whatever he brings out now, score. Oh, my goodness. A Scorch. That hurts. And Yenkan will continue to do work. He's playing, looks like a control list. Or he has the control in place right now. It's looking pretty bad for Mr. Whiskers. Soytail is one of the strongest, if not the strongest faction, for a reason. Has a lot of utility, card advantage, resource control. It's very deadly to go against. There's another Vryhead Dragoon pumping up. Looks like the same card. So he's playing for a round 3 Bran. And I tell you what, Mr. Whiskers is continuing on with the AC/DC pattern of Northern Realms, pounding ballistas and trebuchets into the face of Soytail. But Soytail has utility. Here comes a Clear Skies into a rally. There's the aforementioned Elven Mercenary. This is a new play. Not playing. Into the rally, into an Elven Mercenary. Oh, no. Okay. Golbathana Archer goes ahead and hits that, gets a little bit of control. It's 23-5. It's going pretty well for Soytail at this point. Priscilla hits the board. He's hoping for Priscilla to turn the tide, and she has many times in Northern Realms. King of Beggars is a nice play, and he goes for what's behind door number 2. Gets a scout, pumps up the ballista. And what he's trying to do there is protect his back row from Yen's constant assault, giving him a little bit of buffer, making him hit a higher strength target, separating one from the pack, so it minimizes the damage that Yennefer does. Yenkan does. Rover Random now. Does he have an Elven Merc? Does he have a Blue Mountain Commando? We will see. I don't think he has Blue Mountain Commando. I don't know if he would use Milva for that. He doesn't have a Roach. He would have if he had the Roach, he probably would have thrown it out there just to get it out of his hand, because Milva did not grab that Roach. So he doesn't look like he has Roach. Is he going to pass and say, hey, try to beat me? A lot of choices here. We don't know what he has in his hand, so it makes it difficult. But we will find out here shortly, as he looks like he's going to play a card. Roach. So he had Roach in hand. He does have Roach. That was a good play, just getting Roach out of his hand. Here comes a Reaver Scout into a Blue Stripe Scout into a Pump Up, keeping himself. He's doing a beautiful job, Mr. Whiskers, of protecting his back row, his whole row, actually, from that Yenkan. And here we go. Bruverhoog looks for a Arrowmancy. Beautiful play there by Rover Random, raining that back row. There is no Clear Skies. We know that. That looks like that will probably buy him round 2, but he grabs instead, copies a Blue Stripe Scout, which will give him 8 points back into it. So he's 5 points away, still protecting his back row, playing very well. Both players playing very well. Yavin comes down, clears that back row. Nice combo play from Rover Random. Mr. Whiskers answers with a Yennefer, which brings out Roach. Luckily it went to the second row, not the last row. He gets a Unicorn, pops a Unicorn, gives him a big point explosion. Feel the flavor, he says, at Rover Random. Goes up by 23. If he has a Fog, I don't think he does, unless it's Soytail Weather, which is out there. I don't think he would have played it by now. And I think he might be. Now, the old Soytail could grab that Airmancy and play a Fog with Eglace, but that's not the case anymore. Eglace would only grab a Rain, which would make it really, that back row wouldn't really matter. It wouldn't affect the back row at all. So that might have won him the round. Yennefer said, you have Yenkan, I have Yennefer. My Yen's better than your Yen. And I am Yenning for round 2. Gigny hits for 14, brings the gap closer, takes out that Yavin. He goes for Priscilla. Priscilla grabs out Shawnee. Shawnee grabs out Priscilla. Priscilla grabs out... not going to play Sipper and Wiley probably because it'll go to a 1. Grabs a Field Medic, the best of all worlds, into a river. Doesn't really matter. Gets that 4 points on the board. He's up by 16. He's feeling pretty good. He's protected himself against Yenkon pretty well and has won the round. Great job, Mr. Whiskers, sticking it out in there. He only has 1 card in hand, and due to Soytel's ability to be card advantage and draw, he's in a tenuous situation with only that card being a 5. He had to use Shawnee early, so he hopes to draw Neneki to really have any chance here. He uses tools. That is not what he wanted to see. He can grab ballistas, and he might just pass right off the start here and just say, okay, let me try to minimize the card advantage because he really has no utility to work with. He passes right off the bat. Good plays. We're going to go to round 3 in Bowstring Tension Cup number 6. Rover Ram just throws out a card, doesn't care. This will be interesting. Again, because of Soytel's ability, Soytel will go last, which will give them the ability to answer any Northern Realms aggression. This will be interesting to say the least. Gets a clear sky. It really depends what the clear sky draws. If the clear sky can draw a Field Medic, if that's even available, and he decoys a Field Medic, that's what he's hoping for, if that is even an option. That type is too small, I can't see. So he grabs a Field Medic. That's the best possible outcome into a Scout. Scout grabs a Field Medic, and he is feeling so good right now. Field Medic is working into a Scout. That one play gave him 18 points. That is what you want to see. RNGesus, be praised. Nice play from Mr. Whiskers. On the other side, Rover Random's like, oh my, that's ridiculous. All that chain from 1. Little does he know it's not even the end of it because he has a decoy into that Field Medic. Mr. Whiskers is looking pretty strong here. Rover Random gets, of course, the Elven Mercenary into his own rally, hoping to get, remember, he has been pumping with the aforementioned Vryhead Dragoon into something. Now, if that is a Bran or Big Red, as I call her, it could be GG, but we do not know yet. There goes the decoy into the Field Medic. Of course, a brilliant play of Mr. Whiskers. Go ahead and get as many pieces as he can on the board. Hopefully, he grabs a Reinforced Trebuchet. He's grabbing everything that he could possibly want out of that. That is the best thing that could have happened for him. We have an Alzur's Thunder to get out of here, but he has a Reaver Scout, which will grab a probably nothing. Yeah, he's used everything. Still a 2-point play. He's just seeing what the opponent will give him. He knows another Alzur's Thunder. So the card he's been pumping up all game, we don't know what it is, but here it comes. This is for the game, and it is Big Red. That is GG. Great play by Rover Random. Rover Random is our champion. Bowstring Tension Cup number 6. The brand Big Red play comes to fruition. Mr. Whiskers played that as good as you could. Rover Random played that exactly as you should. And that is why we have the Bowstring Tension Cup number 6 going to Rover Random. Congratulations, sir, for the weekly Gwent tournament held by Coil Gaming. You are our champion. You're well deserved. It is well played on both the Henselt promote and the Soytel Big Red finishing move. Also very well by Mr. Whiskers, running Northern Realms, playing it very, very well. ACDC, just there's so much utility in Soytel. It was a tough matchup for him to win, but he gave it his all. Went to round 3. There's no answer for Big Red because you can't do anything to it. Soytel masterfully, he tried. He had until the end, until that Yavin, he had the ability to go last. This is exactly what he wanted, so he could possibly have maybe countered the Big Red, but he was not able to go last thanks to a masterful play by Rover Random, who then uses Yavin to go last to hit Big Red at the end and win. Just a great play. Really, really great play. Hats off to both Mr. Whiskers and Rover Random and Coil Gaming for hosting this great tournament. You heard me talk a lot today because I was the only one, and hopefully I did a good job for you and called the action. Play-by-play style. It was very exciting. It was very cool. Very great games. And Coil Gaming has this every week on Battlefy. They offer free games to the winners, and who knows what the future holds for this great tournament, this great company. Thanks again to Sithis. Thanks again to Turtle. You guys are the best, or gals. I don't know. I don't question. I don't care. Shifu the Cards signing out. I am honored to be the shoutcaster for this tournament until they fire me, which might be this show. So y'all have a great day. Peace. That's my sign out. Makes me cool. Good job. This is great. I'm honored to do this. See you next week.